I'd like to now yield to Congressman Schilling to introduce Mr. Nelson.
Thank you, Chairman. Members of the committee, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Philip Nelson, who is here to testify on behalf of the Illinois Farm Bureau. Mr. Nelson has served as president of the Farm Bureau since December of 2003, and prior to that he served as a vice president from 1999 to 2003. More importantly, Mr. Nelson is a fourth-generation grain and livestock farmer from Seneca, Illinois, who basically it's a family-run business, which we like to hear, and representing basically farmers from all over the United States. I appreciate you traveling all the way here during this very busy time in Illinois, especially with what's going on with harvest time and all that. So we look forward to hearing your testimony, and welcome, sir.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, I thank you for the opportunity to share our thoughts and concerns about the matters that have been outlined. I am Philip Nelson. I'm a fourth-generation farmer from Seneca, a rural community about 75 miles south and west of Chicago. I farm with my wife Carmen, son Kendall, daughter Rachel, and we raise corn, soybeans, alfalfa, cattle, and hogs. I've been asked to testify about the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System Pesticide General Permit that went into effect of the 1st of November, and to say a few words about the potential of proposed dust regulations on ag. But before I do that, I'd like to point out that we shouldn't even be here today testifying about the NPDES Pesticide General Permit, because it should have never went into effect. As you know, the House of Representatives passed H.R. 872 back in March. I appreciate that several of you voted for that bill. And it's regrettable that this bill needlessly spent this past spring, summer, and all of the fall languishing in the Senate, caught in a stranglehold by a couple of senators upset primarily over the Senate committee jurisdiction, not over the substance of the bill. I understand that more than 60 senators would vote today in favor of H.R. 872 if only given a chance. They should be given that chance. The Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, Rodenticide Act, FIFRA, has covered pesticide labeling and application very effectively since 1947. While the new permit process addresses pesticide applications in, over, and near waters of the United States, it duplicates FIFRA. EPA estimates that this new requirement, as was said before, would affect approximately 365,000 pesticide applicators nationwide that perform 5.6 million pesticide applications annually. It will cost $50 million and require over 1 million hours per year to implement this. I don't have to tell you that states like Illinois have very limited resources, just like the federal government. Spending precious resources for this purpose represents neither good public policy nor a wise use of taxpayer dollars. Furthermore, it doesn't make our food any safer, our water any cleaner, or provide one iota of environmental benefit above and beyond what we already achieve on our farms. Frustrated? Yes. But what really keeps me lying awake at night is the potential of this for more regulatory creep. It's as if we go to bed one night with one set of regulations and wake up the next morning facing a new set. Every moment that we spend fighting and then working to comply with needless, duplicative regulations takes away from what we do best, producing food. In the case of the new NPDES Pesticide General Permit, we have good reason to believe that pesticide regulation could be expanded in the future and include other routine applications. If we look at history of similar rules that began innocuously and later expand exponentially, then past actions give us cause for concern about this new permit. The last issue I raise is one that perhaps is the most troubling, and that is that lawsuits that may occur because of the Pesticide General Permit. In Illinois, farmers are already being sued for discharges at livestock facilities that are still being constructed where no livestock is present. It doesn't take much imagination to see how this new permit opens the door to new legal challenges that are financially and emotionally draining. This permit does not improve food safety, doesn't add any additional environmental protection or benefit for society, and does nothing to improve my bottom line. We feel the current regulation of pesticides by FIFRA has kept current and is effective to the point we do not need this entirely new permit program. H.R. 872 remains relevant, and Congress needs to complete what 292 members of the House supported and likely a strong majority of the Senate would like to see approved. I would like to further comment on the proposed farm dust regulations. As I cut soybeans this fall, I wondered, like most farmers, how in the world would EPA even begin to regulate the dust flying off of my combine? How would the agency prevent dust from flying when I dump a load of corn or soybeans at the local grain elevator? Fortunately, Administrator Lisa Jackson acknowledged the impracticality of regulating dust and announced there will be no dust regulations on agriculture at this time. But it is truly amazing that a campaign had to be waged to get EPA to finally act. Like President Obama's response on his bus tour last August to Illinois and posed a question by a fellow Illinois farmer, the administrator's words still don't instill tremendous confidence in farmers' minds. That's why we support H.R. 1633. I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you.